alpine air.
And we are back at it here on a Monday, 22nd day of April, 2024. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Hope you had a good weekend. Wasn't bad weather-wise, a little breezy on Saturday night. We're in for a couple of nice days. Actually, all things considered, this whole week looks pretty good. Of course, Thursday marks the beginning of our annual party. The 105th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival kicks off at noon on Friday with festivities at Memorial Park, Chief for a day, opening remarks, and then we get busy. And we have a good time for the next 10 days or so. Starts on Thursday. Right now it looks pretty good. Weather-wise, for the Tennapex Youth Parade, it's Saturday, and today is only Monday, so it's a little too hard to really get a super accurate idea what the weather's going to be like. But if the forecast holds true, looks like it's going to be nice. The one important thing is no rain. Nobody likes the rain on the parade. All those details are coming up. We'll have your latest news headlines, lots of sports to get to over the weekend. They had 7 inches of snow in Denver on Friday, so they didn't even bother to play baseball. Wasn't much better on Saturday, but things were a lot better yesterday. Mariners took 2 of 3 from the Rockies. We'll have highlights of that. Mike McNally's got an opinion, the obscure holidays, some celebrity birthdays today in history. And if you missed the interview I did with Dave Erickson and Katie Hoffman from the City of Wenatchee's Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Department, we're going to play the interview that we did last week about the city pool, which of course is being completely redone to the tune of about $2 million. It's going to buy them at least another decade of work there. They've made great progress. They still have May 22nd as their ribbon cutting ceremony. It won't open until early June, but we'll hear from Dave and Katie in the back half of the program, and let's start our tour on a cool morning. It's only 37 degrees outside of our studios. Over the weekend, Saturday was nice. We topped off at 65 with just a few clouds. Sunday, considerably cooler, only 60. Our normal high this time of the year is 64 degrees. We'll be below that today, then above that on Tuesday and Wednesday, then back down to normal by the middle of the week. From our lower cross camera, what we call the Cross East, that is the view we're using. We got the same cameras that we have used for the last 3 or 4 days for reasons I can't remember now. Good morning to East Wenatchee. We're going to give you the love this morning. Good morning to Lake Chelan from our lower Butte camera. Sun is shining right into the lens. You can see the 3 fingers development that GBI is working on. You can see the marina. And Chelan is off into the distance proper. Haven't filled up the bathtub yet, but I think they're going to get working on it pretty soon. I honestly don't know the timetable on that, how that works. It's way beyond my pay scale, trust me on that. Let's check out Lake Chelan from our Union Valley camera. Look how blue the sky is, and look how blue the water looks. That's a stunning view there from our Union Valley camera, looking over towards the Bear Mountain Golf Course and the south shore of Lake Chelan with Mission Ridge and the Clockham way off into the distance. That's a pretty sweet camera there. And let's head on down to just outside of Royal City, looking almost exactly due south towards Wahluke and the Columbia River and eventually the Hanford Nuclear Reservation. Nice view there. Miles and miles of nothing but miles and miles. It is cold this morning. Temperatures around here are pretty chilly. Ellisburg right now is the cold spot at 33. Manson is at 34, Dryden is at 34, Chelan is at 38, we're at 37. It is chilly. Some locations are even cooler still. Let's see what Afraid is. Afraid is at 41, so they're okay right now, but it is going to be rather chilly until the sun begins to climb, and we're having these longer days. In fact, we go past the 14-hour mark today. Sunrise this morning was before 6, 5:58. Sunset tonight after 8, 8:01. According to my math, that's 14 hours and 3 minutes of daylight, but it's still pretty cold out there. It's not going to be nearly as cold overnight tomorrow into Tuesday and Wednesday. This is going to be the coldest of the overnight lows we're going to see for the entire week. For the rest of the week, the overnight lows will be in the 40s, where they should be. From the National Weather Service, here we go. Sunshine and a lot of it, nice light breeze, 62 our high. That's 2 degrees below where we should be this time of the year, but we'll take it. And as you can see, the overnight lows back where they should be. Our normal overnight low this time of the year is 42, and so we're looking right at it for the overnight low tonight. A couple of clouds on Tuesday, nothing we can't handle. Warmer, near 70 for the afternoon high there. Wednesday, a little cooler, about 66 under partly sunny skies, a little breezy on Wednesday. On Thursday, for day one of the Apple Blossom Festival, partly sunny and 65, no complaints there. We are going to cloud up a little bit on Thursday night. Friday is going to be cloudy but dry. At least that's what it's looking like, with a high near 64 for the Tennepex Youth Parade on Saturday. Lots of sunshine, high near 65, which is about normal. Keep in mind, though, when the parade starts at 11 a.m., it'll be a little on the cool side, so be prepared there. And then we wrap up the weekend on Sunday for Pepsi-Cola Youth Day at the park, partly sunny and a high of 64. No complaints at all for Mother Nature. Thank you very much. Going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your news. You're watching a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
At Kennedy Group, we understand that buying and selling is more than a transaction, and it's more than just a house. This is where you will gather with friends and family, and where a lifetime of memories will be made. But buying a home is more than memories. Oftentimes, it's your biggest financial decision. The agents at Kennedy Group understand this and provide real estate advice based on your goals and dreams. Call us today, and let's find your happy place.
Sangster Motors has the hottest lineup of GMC vehicles in years. From the top-selling Sierra pickups to the all-new Canyon midsize, Sangster has you covered. Add the luxury of a new Yukon or the outrageous new Hummer Electric, and you have it all right here at Sangster Motors.
Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. Or current eligible GMC owners get over $7,800 total value.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can just
Great, I want that one. I would like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
We popped up a couple of degrees during the commercial break. We're now at 39. Lower 60s today with quite a bit of sunshine, near 70. Tomorrow, things look pretty good, all things considered weather-wise. For most of this week, it's 8 minutes after the hour. About 100 people showed up for the second hearing regarding the possible closure of Columbia Elementary School. This was on Thursday night. The hearing is part of a legally required 90-day process before a final decision on closing a school can be made. A little over 50 people took to the podium to share their concerns with the board, including several Columbia students. Jessica O'Connor is a Columbia parent, and she said that the decision, she feels like anyway, on the closure has already been made, and said the district hasn't really provided the public with adequate options for budget cuts.
How do we trust the Wenatchee School Board? They haven't presented actual options at all, have they? According to the Davis report, it appears that our budget problem will not be fixed with the closure of just one school. What elementary school is next, and when is that happening? When is Pioneer Middle School on the chopping block? You know, the middle school that's going to hold the $100,000 fence from our new softball field that we approved? We all seen the numbers on the Davis report last week. It's clear. Let's start the transparency now. One final question. If the vote on May 14th is no, does that mean that it's a yes for next year? Or do we just start this process over again next year? We want to know the truth. We want answers and we want transparency. We can go from 80 to 90%, but this isn't how we do it. Don't close Columbia this year, next year. Don't close any elementary school. Vote no.
The regularly scheduled school board meeting tomorrow will be the last scheduled meeting before the board has to make a decision on May 14th. The Wenatchee School District sees the Valley Academy of Learning as a potential occupant for Columbia Elementary if that school should be shut down. Valley Academy is the district's family-centered K-8 program. It offers students full or part-time enrollment. Communications Director Diana Haglund said in an email that the district is looking into revenue-generating educational programs and opportunities for the building should the closure take place. The relocation of Valley Academy is one of those options, although Haglund said, and I'm quoting now, there was no solidified plan to move Valley into Columbia earlier this year or at this time, end quote. Rumors surrounding the district's plans to move Valley Academy into Columbia's building were already circulating before Thursday night's public hearing about Columbia.
Recently, I heard there was a mention of perhaps moving either Valley or CTE or both to Columbia after our current students are sent on their way. Really? I hope that's not the case, but let's imagine for a second that it is. You're considering displacing 350 students from their neighborhood school to max out 2 other buildings, so the 180 students from Valley who are less than full-time or even online use Columbia. That's a better use of the space? Hold on, maybe I got this wrong. 350 students at a school full-time is too few, but 180 students on a less than full-time basis is just right. It's time to get our priorities straight, folks. Let's put the equity back into our mission statement. Here's an idea. I've had a ton, but here's another one. Here's a new one. Leave the students and the families that belong at their neighborhood elementary schools alone. Consolidate. That seems to be the word of the day, right? From your own analysis, there are 10. You can look it up right here. There are 10 empty rooms at Lewis and Clark, which are more empty rooms than Columbia, or so I'm told. Why not have 2 programs on the same campus? Move Valley to a wing of one of our elementary schools, keep the best of both programs under one principal, vice, secretaries, custodians, and the like. Sell Valley's property, save the precious budget. Win-win.
The district in Chelan County that's currently represented by Chelan County Commissioner Tiffany Gehring. Looks like we're going to have a primary, a 3-way primary anyway. Gehring says she is not going to run for a second term this November, and that leaves the seat open for a new commissioner to represent Chelan, Manson, and the rest of the northern part of Chelan County. Last week, Wenatchee developer Flint Hartwig threw his hat into the ring, along with Manson orchardist Chris Willoughby, who currently serves as a fire district commissioner, and Brent Capel, a legislative aide for State Representative Keith Gaynor, filed his intention to run back in February. The field of 3 candidates will be reduced to 2 in the August 6th primary election. The Chelan County Brush Yard serving the Leavenworth area opened for business on Friday. It allows residents to drop off tree limbs and brush and things like that, yard waste, if you will. The site at the Icicle Road and East Leavenworth Road intersection has a new minimum drop-off fee of $25. County Commissioners approving a $5 price increase to keep the operation in the black. Local brush disposal is crucial because Leavenworth and the rest of the western part of Chelan County sits inside Washington's apple maggot quarantine zone, so it's illegal to bring brush, fruit, or other agricultural materials outside of that area. The idea is to prevent insect damage to tree fruit. The site is open every Friday from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. Well, they had to close the city pool early last summer so the contractors could get a head start on fixing it, remodeling it, and after, well, late summer through winter and now into spring, it is scheduled to open with a special ceremony on May 22nd. The pool is 60 years old, and the $2 million upgrade is still in the process of getting done. Dave Erickson is the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services. He was my guest last week on this show to play a little show and tell.
So what you see there is the pool from about a week or so ago. The red stripes on the bottom there, those are actually water membranes that they have to put down before the tile. So on the long stripes there, those are black tile that are being put down. And then on the cross ones that go the other direction, those are actually blue. And so just this week they finished putting down all the tile, so that's all finished. All the grout work is finished. And so you'll see nice new clean lines as they go in. The process was really kind of interesting. So we replaced the entire circulation system underneath the pool. What you see there, that's the main drains that will go back to the filter system and clean the water as it recirculates. But we had to cut out the entire bottom of the pool, put in all brand new pipes. Here you can see kind of the rebar that was as we were putting it back in. So in that particular case, all the water lines have been replaced. And
so that is the very bottom of the deep end, right?
It is, yep. That's the very, 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 very bottom. And that section to the right there that kind of tees off, that's where the pipe is right now being installed all the way back to the pool mechanical room. So they're breaking up the pool deck, installing a new pipe that's about 14 inches in diameter that goes all the way back into the filtration system. So that's kind of the last piece before they can, all the pipes will be put together and the pressure testing will occur. When you sent me some of the photos, this looks to be maybe last fall now? Yes, and actually just today it doesn't look a whole lot different. They are still working on that. This was last fall. They're installing the pipe to the middle part of the deck. Now they're taking it out to the pool. Here the guys are re-pouring concrete into those trenches in the pool. And there you can see some of the rubble left behind too. We have a crew of 3 different guys out there jackhammering 7 hours, 8 hours a day to break up the old plaster and the old tile that was in there, that they could scrape all of that out. And there they are removing it from that pool bed. So all of that will get replaced with new plaster. That's actually going to start on April 30th. The new plaster. They have to build a temporary ramp to get the equipment in and out? They did, yep. And that's that picture there. They are putting in the pipe into the mechanical room. So there's actually 2 different pipes. You can see it's kind of standing, straddling one. That goes into the drain, into the deep end. And then that upper hole, that's where the water that goes into the pool flows through that from the mechanical room. And you have a whole new circulation system and a whole new heater, right? Yep, a brand new boiler too. So about 2 years ago, the boiler failed, and so last year we were able to get it to limp along with some duct tape and almost literally duct tape and bubble gum to keep it going. And fortunately, we did throughout the entire season. And so we were able to get a new boiler for the pool. It's about the size of a VW Bug. Put that in, and our insurance company paid for that. So, and it's going to be much more efficient, correct? Should be more efficient. The pipe diameter is changed dramatically. So we were going from about a 4-inch pipe under the pool to closer to a 12-inch pipe. So we should have better water circulation, better chemical use, and everything else that goes along with it. And my complete conversation with Dave Erickson will air later on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. And now you're in the loop of what's going on. If that's something that you think is important to you, knowing what the heck is going on, we try and service you with the news. At 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight, 5, 6, and 10, the evening news on television. Now, you know, a lot of people consume their news via the World Wide Web. We got you covered there. Our news will be up and running, the newscast, on our homepage, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page. If you don't have our app yet, download it. We have an Instagram account. We have X, I think. I'm not sure. I'm not real computer savvy. But in any event, check out our news. And if something out there you think warrants our attention, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariners took 2 of 3 from Colorado over the weekend, although it took a while to get her done. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
So you may have heard the latest trend, shrinkflation. Companies are making products smaller and decreasing the quality of their ingredients. Well, at Abby's, we're going the opposite direction. We're sticking with the same plan that's worked since 1964. For a real value, head to Abby's. This is Skinny, and he helped found Abby's 60 years ago. In honor of Skinny, we're putting his favorite pizza on sale. Savory pizza sauce, Canadian bacon piled to the edge, and juicy tomatoes make this a very special pizza. Order your Skinny special right now at abbys.com.
Yo escogí Pinnacles porque aquí en la escuela es muy tranquilo porque hay pocos estudiantes y muchas oportunidades para ellos.
Es una escuela pequeña y tranquila. Me gusta venir a la escuela cada día porque hacen que la escuela sea divertida.
Escogí la escuela Pinnacles porque es una gran escuela para la comunidad y también una gran experiencia para mi hijo.
Shake and bake on the lake at the Wapato Point Pickleball Tournament May 3rd through 5th. Registration is open to all ages and skill levels. Win cash prizes. Check out the amenities of Wapato Point. Walk to local wineries, breweries, and restaurants. Enjoy the beer and wine garden from the Manson Chamber of Commerce. Register to play today at mansonchamber.com. Shake and bake on the lake at the Wapato Point Resort Pickleball Tournament May 3rd through 5th. Presented by the Lake Chelan Community Center and the Manson Chamber of Commerce.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
Welcome to the newest and funnest fashion boutique on Wooden, featuring mountain chic clothing and men's footwear from UGG, Brixton, Sorel, and Free People. Walk on into the Tiffany Blue Building on the second block of Wooden and check it out.
It is nearly impossible to describe what you'll find in Lush Life. It's an eclectic collection of items from around the world. See it for yourself at the corner of Wooden and Emerson.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district. In sports, well, they got their 3 games in against the Rockies, but it wasn't easy. It snowed on Friday, 7 inches of snow in the Denver area, and Mother Nature spat out a few snowflakes on Saturday, too. But despite the cold, the Mariners blasted the Rockies on Saturday 7-0. Louis Castillo pitching 2-hit ball over 7 innings to win for the first time in 5 starts this season. By the way, it was 33 degrees at the start of the game on Saturday. On Sunday, the weather was a lot warmer, but the Mariner bats were not, at least in the first game of a doubleheader. Colorado scored twice in the bottom of the 10th to pull out a 2-1 victory to snap a 6-game losing streak.
So 2 outs here in the 9th, no score, and Jacob Stallings.
His ball tag deep left field, way back. Did he catch it off the very top of the wall? Stallings has to hustle to second. I think he thought it was out. Well, this is going to be a crew chief review to see did he get over the wall into the stands.
Oh, that's fan interference.
After review, the fan interfered with the fielder making the catch on the ball. The runner is out. No!
Laced, right field, base hit. Polanco's headed home. 10th inning, go-ahead base hit. J.P. Crawford.
Rockies have an opportunity. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Ezekiel Tobar now. And a line drive, base hit to right field. That'll tie the ball game, and Charlie Blackman will get to 3rd. Ryan McMahon has a chance to walk it off with the Rockies. And a bouncing ball left side, knocked down, but no play! And the Rockies walk it off.
That was game 1 yesterday morning. Game 2 of the Twin Bill went Seattle's way. A 6th-run 2nd inning blew the game open. The Mariners cruising to a 10-2 win. J.P. Crawford's bases-loaded triple propelling the Mariner offense.
2-1 pitch. Laced out towards the gap in right center field. It's a base hit. Ty France. He seeks extra bases into second base, standing up with a double. He has really made quality contact this year, to say the least.
And he's able to handle this slider.
Line out to right field and a base hit. France advances into 3rd. Couple of firm knocks by the Mariners, and Polanco is aboard.
Dylan Moore, the left fielder.
And the air out to right. Bouchard drifting back. It's plenty deep. That brings home Ty France. It's a sac fly off the bat of Dylan Moore, and he is having himself quite the day here in Denver. Drives in the Mariners' first run. Oh, got him. 95. Oh. And that hit him on the hand. A fastball at 94 hits him on the hand.
Zavala's a right-hand hitter coming up.
On a line, out to left, and a base hit. Polanco is in, Raley is held. Zebby Zavala's first hit in a Mariners uniform, drives in a run and ties the game in the 2nd.
We have a 2-2 tie, bases loaded. Here's J.P. Crawford.
Deep drive out towards right center field. It's back, and it bangs off the very top of the high wall. Raley is in, Arias is right behind him. Zavala's pedaling to the plate. It's a bases clearing triple. J.P. Crawford kicks high and away. Crawford's on his way home and scores easily.
So the Mariners are off today, and then they finally play somebody from the American League West. In fact, it's not just somebody, it's the Texas Rangers, the world champion Texas Rangers, tomorrow afternoon. First pitch is at 5:05. There's your American League West scoreboard from our friends at Les Schwab. Astros lose to the Nationals, that's good. Angels lose to the Reds, that's good. A's lose to the Guardians, that's good for the Mariners. But the Rangers beat the Braves in Atlanta. The final there was 6-4. Speaking of baseball, lots of action Over the weekend on Friday, break out the brooms. It sweeps across the board. Eastmont takes both from the Panthers, 10-5 and 10-0. Davis squeaks by Moses Lake in their first game, and on their second game, too, a couple of one-run victories for the Pirates. Kashmir takes care of Quincy, 10-0 and 6-3. Tonasket sweeps Lake Roosevelt. No real contest there, 17-0 and 14-4. That was Friday. Saturday, more scores, more sweeps. Ephrata takes care of Brewster, 1-0 in a non-leaguer, and then more of a slugfest there, 11-9 in game 2. Chelan dispatched Omak without any issues at all, 12-1 and 15-4. And in a non-league doubleheader, North Mason beats Cascade in a big way, outscoring them in their 2 games, 43-4. More prep baseball from Saturday. Told you there was a lot of sweeps. Liberty Bell sweeps Okanagan. Odessa sweeps Waterville Mansfield, and Moses Lake all over Moses Lake Christian, 28-4 in a single game. Prep softball from over the weekend. More sweeps. Eastmont sweeps Wenatchee 20-5 and 11-5 in prep girls fast pitch softball. Davis over Moses Lake 10-0 and 10-0. Identical scores there. Kashmir over Quincy 25-3 and 20-5. We still have prep baseball, but I'm going through the softball scores anyway. Lake Roosevelt over Tonasket 14-4 and 8-4. What's the next on our scoreboard? What do we got here? We're kind of stuck here, I think. There we go. That's the softball scoreboard I just did for Friday. Here's your Saturday scores. Chelan sweeps Omak. Man, just sweeps all over the place. North Mason sweeping Cascade. Okanagan sweeps Liberty Bell. Republic takes a single game against Bridgeport on Saturday. And prep soccer. Can't forget about this. The Wenatchee Panthers defend their home turf at Leiboftel Field of the Apple Bowl. They edge the West Valley Rams 2-1. Eisenhower upsetting Eastmont 1-0 in East Wenatchee. Sunnyside got by Moses Lake 5-0. Chelan beats Manson 2-1. That was Friday. Saturday, more soccer. Kashmir and Tonasket played to a tie. It was a non-league game, so who cares, right? Cascade over Connell. They're still undefeated on the year. They haven't lost. They've had one tie, Cascade. They've won everything else, including a non-leaguer against Connell. Omak got by Pateras on the pitch. Liberty Bell beat Okanagan, and Brewster over Bridgeport. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. It must be Monday at 26 minutes after the hour. It is, of course, Earth Day. You're going to hear about that today. Today is also National Girl Scout Leader Day, in case you want to celebrate that. National Beagle Day. We used to have a beagle, a dog. Very cool. But today is National Jelly Bean Day. Today. Jelly bean, the term jelly bean from the 1920s meant you're a young man who was very stylish in his wardrobe, and that was all you were. You had no other redeeming qualities except you were a good dresser. You were known as a jelly bean back in the 1920s, 100 years ago. Now, of course, jelly beans are jelly beans. A lot of people associate jelly beans with Easter. I know I did growing up. I don't know why. Maybe because it's candy, and you do Easter candy, and maybe it looks like an egg. I don't know. About 16 billion jelly beans are made every year just for Easter. That's impressive. Most jelly bean assortments, if you buy a bag of assorted jelly beans, has 8 core flavors. I don't know what they are. I do know the most popular jelly bean flavor in the United States is cherry. I know that because it said so on the internet. If it's on the internet, it has to be true. It's the law. Happy National Jelly Bean Day today. It's 28 minutes after the hour. Today in history, there they go. Free land, 2 million acres in Oklahoma Territory is yours for the asking. The great Oklahoma land rush of 1889 at 12 noon, supposedly on this date, April 22nd, 1889. We know that in the wee small hours, when it was dark and nobody was paying attention, and who's kidding who, it's out in the middle of nowhere. We do know that there were people who got a head start for some of the prime property. They were known as Sooners. 50,000 people lined up. They fired the gun, and there they go. Within hours, the city of Oklahoma City and Guthrie, Oklahoma, were founded. They each had a population of about 10,000 people. Within hours, the land was free. All you had to do was agree to work the land. By the second week of the Oklahoma land rush, they had schools, they had newspapers. Pretty remarkable stuff. Of course, a few people weren't consulted on the great land rush, specifically the Choctaw, the Creek, the Cherokee, the Chickasaw, and the Seminoles. They got forcibly moved from their native lands to Oklahoma, and then even that wasn't good enough. The Oklahoma land rush 135 years ago today. It is Earth Day. This is the 54th anniversary of the first Earth Day April 22nd, 1970, Earth Day is celebrated. There's now an Earth Day Foundation. Almost every country in the world has some sort of Earth Day commemorations today. I don't know how many countries there are, but 192 countries will participate in Earth Day. After all, we only got the one. We got to take care of it. And a couple of interesting baseball notes. April 22nd, 1977, 47 years ago today. The day before, on April 21st, the Yankees broke a 5-game losing streak when Billy Martin had Reggie Jackson pull their starting lineup out of a hat. The actual batting lineup, he just pulled 1 through 9 out of the hat, and that's how they batted. And they won to snap a 5-game losing streak. So the next day, April 22nd, 1977, Billy Martin had Reggie do it again. He took the starting lineup, stuck him in a hat, and said, pull out the batting order, and it worked again. Yeah, they beat the Blue Jays 8-6. Then they went back to actually, batting the players where they should be batting in any event. Why not, right? And 31 years ago today, I remember this. I was up at our family cabin up Lake Wenatchee Way, listening on the radio as Chris Bosio pitches a no-hitter to give the Seattle Mariners a 7-0 victory over the Boston Red Sox. Here is the final out.
2-1 pitch, ground ball over the middle, charged by Vizquel, barehands and a no-hitter.
Second no-hitter in franchise history. Randy Johnson had thrown the first a few years earlier. Ironically enough, Chris Bosio retired 27 Red Sox in a row. He walked the first 2 batters in the top of the first inning. Then he retired 27 Red Sox in a row. Congratulations to Chris Bosio on the state in 1993. And let's do birthdays. We have 3 heavenly birthdays. At the end of the 20th century, in 1999, a group of scholars and historians were polled, esteemed scholars and historians, and they were asked to name the most influential and significant figure of the 20th century. And Vladimir Lenin came in at number 1 for obvious reasons. He founded a country, and not just any country, the founder of the Soviet Union. Vladimir Lenin, born in the state in 1870, didn't live very long, but his impact on the 20th century is pretty much, I think he deserves to be number 1, good, bad, or otherwise. They didn't ask if you liked him. Was he influential and significant? The answer to that is yes. The great Charles Mingus, greatest bassist in jazz history. If you like jazz, there are 2 records you need to have in your library at all times. New Tijuana Moods, which I just listened to like 2 days ago, and Mingus Aham, which I also listened to just a couple of days ago. Charles Mingus, born in the state in 1922, 102 years ago. One more heavenly birthday, Glenn Campbell, born in the state in 1936. He was the 7th son of a 7th son, and he put 80 different songs on either the Billboard Hot 100, the Billboard Country Chart, or the Billboard Adult Contemporary Chart. That's pretty impressive, with 11 number 1 hits spread across those 3 charts. The great Glenn Campbell, born in the state in 1936. 2 living birthdays. Jack Nicholson, fully retired now from acting. He doesn't have to work anymore. He's 87, for crying out loud. 12 Academy Award nominations. He is the most nominated male actor in Academy Award history with 3 Academy Awards, 2 for Best Actor and 1 for Best Supporting Actor. Jack Nicholson is 87 years old today. And Beast Mode. There you go. Marshawn Lynch is 38 years old today. Somebody should probably tell him. I'm not sure about that. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. It's not too late to start thinking about getting, your air conditioning checked. You know it's going to get hot. You don't want it to break down in July. You want to make sure it's running right through the heat of summer. Let Alpine Air come out and give your HVAC unit just a little look-see. Make sure it's good to go when the heat comes this summer. Special thanks to our friends at Pool to Spa Services. Speaking of heat, swimming pools are kind of cool. I know, I used to have one. And our friends at Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. Mike Mendiani's got an opinion about what I can't remember, and then we're going to replay the interview I did with Dave Erickson and Katie Hoffman from the City of Wenatchee's Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Department, getting an update on a big project, the $2 million city pool renovation. Dave and Katie, when we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the Instant Live channel.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
Welcome to Gilded Lily Home, where something extraordinary is waiting. You'll be delighted to find an amazing selection of specialty foods and tabletop decor. Browse their uniquely curated collection of gifts. Shop for yourself in their wide collection of jewelry and clothing, and for your home with their amazing hand-selected furniture, lighting, and decor. The Gilded Lily Home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items for your home, your kitchen, and your lifestyle.
When it comes to plumbing, you are likely not the expert. Call After Hours Plumbing. When your laundry room is just a little too tight and you need to expand or remodel, call After Hours Plumbing. Or your hot water heater needs replacing so everyone can have hot water? Call After Hours Plumbing, your local plumbing contractor ready for your home remodels or your commercial business. If your chair is comfortable and still fits, don't toss it. Reupholster it at Wenatchee Upholstery. The sky is the limit. From new upholstery in your favorite car to upgrading your seats in the boats. Everything old can be new again when you call Joe. Personalize your golf cart, grandma's chair, your favorite bar stool. Trust your treasure with Wenatchee Upholstery.
In Digital Media Arts program, we learn about video production gear and editing by the combination of class projects and nonprofit work and employment.
It makes things happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty magical.
We work in the industry at the Wenatchee Round, NCW Live Channel, and the Town Toyota Center events. Every day we work with industry standard equipment for a hands-on learning experience.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNally. Everybody's entitled to my opinion when someone mentions white male privilege. Us white guys got our panties in a pucker. What privilege, we say? I work for everything I have. Well, the privilege we're talking about here is not something we had to earn. And also, truly, it's not something that we're deliberately trying to take from someone else. It's just the benefit that society gives us because of our maleness and the color of our skin. Now, I'm sorry, let's face it. I have accomplished some things in my life due to hard work, education, responsibility, etc. There's no denying that. But I also have to admit that I may not have had the same payoffs for that hard work and responsibility or the same opportunities I've had if I had been female, Hispanic, black, what have you. Now, is there any shame in admitting that? No, of course not. And admitting it doesn't negate my hard work and responsibility. But denying I've had this privilege, well, That smacks of social injustice and a denial of the unfairness of life that has been unfair in my favor and at someone else's expense. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
A break from reality. Central Washington Water has a showroom full of possibilities. They have the perfect hot tub for any space and any budget, including saltwater hot tubs for the absolute best ownership experience. Find free-flow plug-and-play spas that make it simple and affordable to get you soaking. Tropatone furniture to complete your patio. Make summer a splash with a high-quality, easy-to-set-up above-ground pool with pumps and filters from Central Washington Water, your water experts.
Welcome back to the program. Every once in a while, about once a quarter, we check in with Dave Erickson, who runs the City of Wenatchee's Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Department. It's April. We thought we'd get an update on all the projects that are going on, including one really big project, the Wenatchee City Pool. And Dave, you brought a friend.
I did.
Give it up for Katie. Introduce Katie to our television family.
Well, this is Katie Hoffman. She's our new recreation coordinator for the city, and so today is actually her very first day of work. So, you know, throwing her right in.
Sarah moved on to other things, and she's you know, she gets to do that. Talk about Sarah. Sarah gave you quite a bit of notice, right?
Yeah,
she was going to be leaving.
She did. Yep, gave us lots of notice, so we were aware that that was going to be happening, and went through a competitive process. And Katie was our overwhelmingly top choice, so we're really excited to have her.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Now that you're here in Wenatchee, give us a little,
Right.
Get a little Katie Hoffman 101.
Oh gosh, I've spent the last almost 10 years of my life over in Ellensburg, Washington, working for the university. I worked in the campus recreation program for quite a bit of time before working in some fundraising the last year. And then before that, I was over in Clarkston, Washington. So I am Washingtonian through and through, and very excited to move very close to a river and enjoy all of the cool stuff here in Wenatchee.
This has been your background in public administration, this kind of thing? This is what you've always been into?
Yes, yeah, very much enjoy jobs where I get to be kind of forward-facing with the community, but then rec is really fun because you're just like, hey, come out and hang out with us, have some fun, and enjoy what we have to offer.
Dave, of course, is answerable to the City Council, but he also has a commission of 6 or 7 people, I think, who kind of help you along. Do they participate in this whole process of bringing Katie on board? Talk about how that worked.
Yeah, so we have an advisory commission to the City Council. It's a 7-member volunteer group, and really it's an organization that if we have something that we want to get input on, we'll go to that commission and say, hey, what do you guys think? Is this a good idea or not? And so We do that very regularly. In this particular case, we didn't have any commissioners. We had a committee of staff members that put Katie through the grindstone and made her answer a bunch of uncomfortable questions, and she still did great. So
I guess you don't know yet because this is your first day at the job. What is Katie's responsibilities in your division?
Yeah, so a big thing will be the city pool, operating the city pool in the summertime, as well as working on the art programs and a number of other recreation programs, everything from hiking camps to snowshoe hikes. So
well, let's dive right into the pool because that's the topic of discussion today. The pool closed early, a couple weeks earlier last year at the end of the summertime, so the contractor could get a head start. About a $2 million job needed to be done. We're going to roll through some pictures, and Dave and Katie, I'll let you chime in as well. Give an idea, folks, of what we're looking at. Dave, I'm going to ask you to use the monitor here in the studio. You folks at home, please use your televisions.
Yeah, so what you see there is the pool from about a week or so ago. The red stripes on the bottom there, those are actually water membranes that they have to put down before the tile. So on the long stripes there, those are black tile that are being put down. And then on the cross ones that go the other direction, those are actually blue. And so just this week they finished putting down all the tile, so that's all finished. All the grout work is finished, and so you'll see nice new clean lines as they go in.
But boy, did you have a mess to go out when you finally found some stuff you didn't know that you were going to find. Pool was built what, late 50s?
1964.
1964, yeah. Which was a great year for pools.
Absolutely.
Great year for me as well. It was the year I was born. Walk us through some of the photos that we're seeing here.
The process was really kind of interesting. So we replaced the entire circulation system underneath the pool. What you see there, that's the main drains that will go back to the filter system and clean the water as it recirculates. But we had to cut out the entire bottom of the pool, put in all brand new pipes. Here you can see kind of the rebar that was as we were putting it back in. So in that particular case, all the water lines have been replaced. And
so that is the very bottom of the deep end, right?
It is. Yep, that's the very, 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 very bottom. And that section to the right there that kind of tees off, that's where the pipe is right now being installed all the way back to the pool mechanical room. So they're breaking up the pool deck, installing a new pipe that's about 14 inches in diameter that goes all the way back into the filtration system. So that's kind of the last piece before all the pipes will be put together and the pressure testing will occur.
When you sent me some of the photos, this looks to be maybe last fall now?
Yeah, and actually just today it doesn't look a whole lot different. They are still working on that. This was last fall. They're installing the pipe to the middle part of the deck. Now they're taking it out to the pool. Here the guys are re-pouring concrete into those trenches in the pool. And there you can see some of the rubble left behind too. We have a crew of 3 different guys out there jackhammering 7 hours, 8 hours a day to break up the old plaster and the old tile that was in there, that they could scrape all of that out. And there they are removing it from that pool bed. So all of that will get replaced with new plaster. That's actually going to start on April 30th. The new plaster.
They have to build a temporary ramp to get the equipment in and out?
They did, yep. And that's that picture there. They are putting in the pipe into the mechanical room. So there's actually 2 different pipes. You can see it's kind of standing, straddling one. That goes into the drain, into the deep end. And then that upper hole, that's where the water that goes into the pool flows through that from the mechanical room. And
you have a whole new circulation system and a whole new heater, right?
Yep, and a brand new boiler too. So about 2 years ago, the boiler failed, and so last year we were able to get it to limp along with some duct tape, and almost literally duct tape and bubble gum to keep it going. And fortunately we did throughout the entire season. And so we were able to get a new boiler for the pool. It's about the size of a VW Bug. Put that in, and our insurance company paid for that. So, and it's going to be much more efficient, correct? Should be more efficient. The pipe diameter has changed dramatically. So we were going from about a 4-inch pipe under the pool to closer to a 12-inch pipe. So we should have better water circulation, better chemical use, and everything else that goes along with it. The pipes that you dug out that were laid in 1964, some of them I looked at I go, how could water even flow through those things? Those pictures are going to be coming up shortly. This is a $2 million project. It was originally, what, 1.8. It went a little bit higher because these things happen.
Talk about the challenges of finding a contractor who can do an Olympic-sized 10-lane swimming pool.
Yeah, you know, there's not a lot out there. And so we were fortunate. We went through a competitive bid process and ended up selecting the pool company out of Tacoma. And then they have a variety of subcontractors that work for them, various tile guys and mountain excavation out of Dryden. They're out there doing the excavation work right now. There you can see the tile guys putting the bed down before they laid the tile. But yeah, talking about pipe condition, you'd be really fortunate if your arteries aren't like what those pipes look like. It was very, very plugged, very congested with debris from 60 years worth of debris building up.
Probably a couple of pieces of bubble gum in there, and God knows what else.
Yeah, chemical. There's a shot, one of them right there. You know, some of the debris inside those pipes was pretty amazing, and you wouldn't know it looking at it from the outside. It looks like a pipe.
Look at that.
But a lot of water flow restrictions in there, so
no doubt about that.
This should help with our efficiency quite a bit.
So the whole thing will be done and done. It looks like mid-May still is the deal.
Yeah. So right now, plaster is scheduled to go back on. Hoping to get the pipes finished this week. Plaster will go back on starting on the 30th of April. Water will go in the 1st of May because part of the process to install the plaster is you have to fill it right afterwards and then start brooming it so it's smooth. So they will start that process, and then if everything goes well, May 22nd we will be back doing a reopening ceremony at 5 o'clock that evening. So
when you refill a pool, you have to let the water circulate for 3 or 4 days, and then you add your chemicals and that kind of stuff. And I know that's an expensive proposition, chemicals for a pool that big.
That's 640,000 gallons.
Yeah, that's a big pool.
That's a lot of water.
The average backyard pool is about 25,000 gallons, the average background pool, so you know how much bigger that is. Any different as far as that's concerned? Are the chemicals the same kind of deal as far as it's going to be a chlorine treated type pool, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, everything is the same as far as chemicals go. It should be more efficient though, and it should have a better use. So now we're not having to treat those pipes with all that gunk that's in the inside. Now it'll be nice clean pipes going through, so we should have better water chemical balance.
And when you and I talked about this, Dave, you were thinking this is going to buy about another decade of good use, maybe even more?
Yeah, it should be at least 10 years. So that liner itself, the plaster and the tile, that was put in 1996. From what I understand from the pool folks, they said that those should last 8 to 10 years in an outdoor pool. So minimum 10 years, and we got almost 30 out of that old one. And then the circulation system itself, that was put in almost 60 years ago. So I think we're good for a number of years.
Talk about the importance, and you can address this too, Katie. This is a 10-lane swimming pool, and this is why we get these big swimming events in June and July. Who brings in, I think between the two events, like $1 million to the local economy. People go, what's the difference between an 8-lane and a 10-lane? That makes all the difference, doesn't it? In a lot of respects.
That's 2 lanes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, actually you can run the bigger meets, and a lot of meets can't handle that capacity. So the Apple Capital Swim Meet, that's the biggest one, I think in the region, maybe even in the state. You know, it brings in 1,700 swimmers and all their families, brings in over $650,000 in economic benefit to the community. And then we have the smaller meets like Starlight, another big velocity hosted meet at the pool, again brings in at least $200,000 to $300,000 in economic benefit and a number of swimmers. And then you have the small local meets, so like the Summer Swim League Championship, where you bring in all of the smaller pools, team summer swim leagues, and they do the 25-yard course, so the short course. So it's more of a local meet, but still serves a big purpose.
So the whole thing's done. Hopefully, we're throwing in the first swimmer ceremoniously on May 22nd. You turn the whole keys over to Katie here, right?
Yep, it's all hers.
Here are the keys, and there you go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I should sign my paperwork and everything with HR to make sure I get paid. But yes, after that, we'll be good.
Katie's so new, she hasn't even finished her hiring paperwork yet. So.
And this is very important. People are going to say, $2 million to fix a swimming pool. The city just didn't write a check. The city wrote a check for about $700,000. The rest of it, you went out and got the money on your own volition with grants and stuff, right?
Yeah, we were fortunate. So we received 3 different grants for the project. One through the State Department of Commerce, and that was about $533,000, and then 2 separate grants through the State Recreation Conservation Office, totaling over $750,000. So really fortunate to basically be able to split the cost between the city and then those state agencies to keep the pool open, and the state recognized that it's a valuable asset to the community.
It's the only one around, period. I mean, it really is. Have the folks, your neighbors on Fuller Street, they've been pretty patient with all the noise and the jackhammering and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's not been bad. You know, we've operated during regular kind of business hours. We have had some weekend work happening, but it's during the day. We make sure that they're not out there in the crack of dawn jackhammering. So
we might as well transition real quickly from the city pool and the brand new and improved city pool with lemon fresh borax. Let's talk about swim lessons and all that stuff, because this is still the best deal in town. Swim lessons, open swim. If you live in the city of Wenatchee, it's your pool. Anybody can use it, of course. It doesn't really matter. But it's, you know, if you live within the confines of the city limits, you can go swimming at this lovely new pool for like next to nothing.
Yeah, a couple dollars, $2 or $3, depending on your age and group. So yeah, we have public swims, we have lap swims, pool rentals. Those are filling up already because we have specific times for those. At the very end of the season, we have the ever popular doggy paddle swim. So we had over 75 dogs come at the end of the season last year. And our season really kicks off right after school gets out. So middle of June, that Saturday is the first day. Every year we run about 800 kids through swim lessons, and we have a scholarship program that we've tied in with the Sports Foundation. So if you can't afford swim lessons, then we have an opportunity for them to be able to swim for basically free.
Everybody should know how to swim, shouldn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just everybody should know how to swim. It's just a huge relief from a parent to know that little Johnny at 8 years old could go. You can drop him off at the pool, and you know that little Johnny's going to be coming back.
Right.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Dave Erickson and Katie Hoffman, we're going to visit again here. We're going to do a couple of interviews, and we'll get Katie involved. Anything else with all that good stuff? Anything else city pool related while we have you here, Dave?
You know, I don't think so. We're looking forward to another great season.
Staffing. How you doing for lifeguards and all that stuff?
Actually, we interviewed another lifeguard this morning, and I think we have space for a couple more. So it's always good if folks are certified lifeguards. Go on our website. You can fill out an application right there and get it in as soon as you possibly can, so you don't miss out on that.
I was a lifeguard when I was 14 at the rack, and it was the best tan I ever got. Because nothing happened. You just sat in a chair and watched people have a good time. Dave Erickson, the director of the Wenatchee Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Department. I don't know how you can fit all that in a business line. When we visit tomorrow, we'll talk about all the other projects going on. Lincoln Park, Methow Park, there's going to be some new artwork celebrating the indigenous people of the Wenatchee Valley going in at Memorial Park. We'll talk about trail etiquette, all that good stuff on the next edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Sit pretty with spring savings now at Boswell's. Get $200 off all stressless recliners and ottomans, classic power-based recliners, home office chairs, and each seat of a stressless sofa, love seat, or sectional. Plus, get 10% off the new stressless Sky mattress and $50 off each stressless Laurel or Mint dining chair. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
My favorite thing about living at Prestige is the activities.
I think it's just so good for you to have a group that you can have fun with.
I think if you keep moving and you have a social life, you're going to live longer. And that attitude is fostered by the activity director and the managers. It's a good place, it's a happy place, and it's where I plan to stay forever.
Me too.
It's warmed up a little bit since this show began. It was 37 at 7 o'clock this morning. Now it's almost 8 o'clock and it's 41. And we're going to see above normal temperatures or right around normal temperatures today. It'll be considerably warmer for the next couple of days. All in all, the weather forecast looks pretty good, all things considered. A lot of people are thinking, okay, what's it going to be like on Thursday and Saturday? Thursday, because it's the opening of the 105th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. I think I got that right. And the Teneplex Youth Parade is on Saturday. Well, from the National Weather Service, let's look at it in detail. Sunshine today, just a nice light wind. We'll get up to 62. For the record, we hit 60 on Sunday, so it's going to be a little bit warmer than that. Lots of sunshine all day today. A couple of clouds tonight, 42 for the overnight low. Partly sunny Tuesday. Going to see a few more clouds. Going to be a lot warmer, near 70 for the afternoon high on Tuesday. Wednesday, partly sunny, a little bit cooler with a high of 66. Thursday, for day one of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival, partly sunny and a high right around 64 or 65, which is just about normal for this time of year. The most important thing is no rain. In fact, any chance of rain is really going to be early Friday morning, and even that isn't much. Only about a 20% chance of showers on Friday with a high near 64. Friday night, cloudy, 43 for the overnight low, but Saturday looks good for the Teneplex Youth Parade, which we will have for you, by the way, right here on the NCW Life channel. Lots of sunshine, high of about 65, and then we close out the week under partly sunny skies and a high of 64. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Live It Up, the show where we explore and discuss how to take your life to that next level and beyond. We cover health, wealth, relationships, and how to create a life that feels good. Because after all, that's what we all want. We want to feel good. Hey, I'm your host and coach, Fletcher Ellingson, and today on the show, we'll be visiting with Ruben Mays, a former NFL player who played for the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. But post-football career, Ruben is now spending much of his time in Wenatchee